Hi guys, Happy New Year, welcome to 2023. Thank you so much guys for all your support in 2022. We've had a week's break away from the camera to enjoy the holiday season, but we're back, and before we hit the new year with new shirt purchases, I wanted to just reflect on 2022, take a look at some of the shirts that have come into the collection this year that we've maybe not focused on in other videos. Talk a little bit about plans for the collection in 2023. We're going to do this in two videos. So in this video, I'm going to look more broadly at the collection and pick out a few shirts that I was really happy to add this year. And then we're going to do one specifically looking at my Liverpool editions. As a Liverpool fan, I'm trying to build up an archive of all the Liverpool shirts. We've added quite a few over the course of 2022, so we'll look at those in a separate video. But before we share these shirts with you, if you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel guys. Every subscription really helps us. It's great to know that there's people out there enjoying this content. Hit that bell notification and you won't miss out on any of our newly released videos. So here we go. We're going to hit straight into one of the shirts that I was really delighted to pick up. And this is this lovely Melbourne City shirt that I got from Classic Football Shirts, probably in the sort of mid part of the year. Don't believe I bought this as part of any sort of 20% sale. This is the player spec version, and I think this was quite a modest cost. I don't think this was any more than about £30. I've got quite a few shirts from the Australian League now, and I do love the Etihad Airways logo there, sponsors logo, secondary sponsors there. I love the badge. It's just an all-round really nice simple shirt, so I was really happy to add that one to the collection. Next up, again, another Classic Football Shirts purchase was this Marseille, the first Marseille shirt in my collection. What really caught my eye with this shirt was the colour scheme. I just love that orange, white and the blue mix. I love this sort of textured pattern on the sleeves. This again is the player spec version, complete with a lovely name set there as part of that. Slightly slimmer fitting one. I think this was, yeah, XL, but comes up slightly tighter on me, although that's possibly some of the excessive Christmas eating. But again, slightly more expensive than the Melbourne City one, but I was attracted to this by the colours. It was a shirt that I had on my radar. I love the gold Puma on there. And yeah, really happy to finally get a Marseille shirt in the collection. Another shirt that I added, and again, one that really, a team that stands out, and I've seen lots of different really nice versions, is this Almirante Brown shirt. Now again, this is possibly a Classic Football Shirts, sorry, just adjusting the sleeve here, but I just had to add this because I just love that image. If you're into history or historical events, you know, this sort of tall ships, that very regal nature, just so much going on down to the sleeves and that patterning. Lots going on up here towards the shoulders. For me, it was just a shirt that I had to have in the collection. There's lots of them around. There are different versions of these shirts. Nothing spectacular about the badge, but the shirt is one that I love to do. Now this one was a bit of a bargain buy. It's Calgary shirt from Italy, Calari. This shirt was purchased on Amazon. I spotted this through a channel that I follow on Twitter, and this shirt came up for a crazy price. I think it was about £22–23. Again, really sort of struck by the colour scheme. Not only sort of that mix of the navy, the slightly off red and the white, but then I love these gold streaks coming in, and actually quite a lot going on with those sponsors there. And that lovely gold coming through on the Adidas logo, a bit of secondary sponsor there. My first Calari shirt, probably not one that I was looking to add, but this one, yeah, jumped out straight away. Next one up is Boca Juniors, and I saw this shirt when I visited year before last the Classic Football Shirts pop-up exhibition in London, and this was called out as a potential shirt of the future. I wanted to get my hands on one. This is only a medium, which those of you who watch my videos know I'm an extra large, but I bought this one more for the collection rather than to wear. I love Boca Juniors shirts. Always got some really great designs going on, some lovely colour in there. Very, very familiar Qatar Airways, and I just, yeah, lots going on there. It was a shirt that I wanted to add to the collection. Really happy to add that. Again, early part of the year. The next shirt, again, was a shirt that I got for my birthday, and that's the Torino shirt. I love deep burgundy shirts, and this Torino shirt, again, I love because I drive a Suzuki currently, so that Suzuki logo jumped out, but also some of the underlying patterning and detail on this shirt, right the way down to the hem, inside hem of that shirt there. I just love, and it actually feels really lovely to touch. Again, not a shirt I'm going to wear, one for the collection, tag still on it. But yeah, really happy. Thank you to my lovely wife for getting me that one for my birthday. Another one that I was proud to add to the collection that you've not seen before was this Perth Glory. We've previously talked about the Melbourne City. Do love some of the Australian shirts, and again, what struck me was the collar on this shirt. I really love that collar, and I love that sort of mix of the white and the purple. I don't think this is player spec, although there's things on here that suggest it might be a player spec, and maybe need to go back and look at that. But yeah, Perth Glory from the A-League, the Hyundai A-League. I think this might be the away shirt, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, really delighted with that one. Next up, again, a classic shirt. We got the Nigeria home shirt from a few years ago. Was on the radar for quite a while. I mean, look at that. It needs no introduction. Possibly only eclipsed by the more recent ones, which are even more hard to get hold of. But needed a Nigeria shirt in the collection. Always loved watching Nigeria play. Look at that. I mean, how many different shades of green are coming through on that shirt? Absolutely love that. Stunning shirt. And talking about shirts that sort of have a connection to me, I'm a Liverpool fan, so it wouldn't have been right not to get a LA Galaxy shirt from a little while ago with a Gerrard name set on. So really glad to have this. I always look out for shirts from players who've either left Liverpool and gone on, or have joined Liverpool. I always look to get a shirt from one of their previous or future clubs. This comes complete with the MLS badges there. So yeah, really happy with that one. Another shirt I added earlier in the year was this RB Leipzig shirt. Not a big Red Bull fan when it comes to Formula One. I'm more a Mercedes guy, and you'd expect that being English and with two British drivers there. But again, I think this was actually a Christmas present in Christmas 2021 that was delayed, and so didn't arrive with me until the new year. So by default, it becomes a 2022 shirt. Again, I wanted to have a shirt that had the Red Bull sponsor on there. I loved these sort of red and yellow flashes coming through. Bit of detailing going on the sleeve there. So really happy to add this shirt. Another one added, again, a number of you might have this, was the classic Norway shirt from a couple of years ago. Sought after, no name set. Would love to add a Haaland name set to this shirt if I can find one. Maybe one for later this year. Again, what a great shirt. I remember when this came out. This came out around the time that I went to that Classic Football Shirts pop-up, and was a time when I bought the Bob Marley Ajax shirt. But this one I decided would be on my to-do list this year. And finally, one final shirt that I thought I would show. Now, I did review a lot of World Cup shirts, and I got the Germany home shirt and decided to get a name set put on it as number 14, which is Musiala, who, despite Germany not having the best of competitions, I actually thought had a wonderful tournament. I think he's going places. And I've always loved this shirt, this Germany shirt. Now, yes, I know the Argentina away shirt is a classic shirt. Yes, I know the French shirt has grown on everyone, but this was still a standout shirt for me. So really happy to add those. Of course, they're not the only shirts. There were some amazing shirts that I added to the collection this year. We had a number of international shirts. We had some great international contributions. Standout for me were some of the shirts that I secured through Idris at Amor de Mayo. A couple of amazing Brazil shirts, some great French shirts. I'll link to a couple of the cards here to those videos. And yeah, many more that we've showcased in separate videos, some 90 shirts. So we've had a really, really good year. Really delighted to add a huge number of shirts to the collection this year. So what does 2023 look like? Well, 2023 is about sitting back, taking stock of what I've got and reassessing what is valuable to me. I collect because I enjoy hunting for good shirts, but equally there are certain shirts that I want to have in my collection either because they are from specific teams or specific players. I've had a tendency to grab shirts over the past couple of years because they've looked good or they've been at a good price, and I've not necessarily thought about why am I buying this. So I've actually got quite a lot of the classic football shirts, bargain shirts, which I'm not necessarily convinced are going to go up in value. In some cases, I'm not even sure they're going to hold value because they're not necessarily sought after shirts. So we might be having a bit of a spring clean. We might see a few of those going up for sale to fund future purchases. That said, there's a few of them that I want to keep in the collection. As for future shirts, I want to focus on buying shirts with name sets. I've started to do that, and I think it's nice to have not only the shirt, but have a name set that links that club to a particular era. So thinking about, international shirts I might add to my collection, some England shirts I'd like to add. I want to add those with players on. So I think that means that I'll either be waiting for sales for some of current shirts towards the end of the season, whether that's club shirts and add the name sets on when it's cheaper to do that, or through eBay, Depop, I'll probably be searching out specific shirts. I think I'm also going to look to ensure that I've got a lot of the mainstream big clubs across the core European leagues in my collection. So some of the shirts that I'm currently missing, Lazio, Benfica, certainly want to get a Messi shirt. I haven't got a Messi name set, although I've got a couple of Barcelona shirts that we could well add a name set to. I don't collect Premier League shirts, although there are some amazing shirts that I feel would be really good to have. I'd like to get a Dortmund Bellingham. And I'm going to be getting a Bellingham name set on the England home shirt from this recent World Cup. Going into sort of the Dutch league, Feyenoord I've not got. But there's not a huge list. I am going to keep my eyes open, see what takes my fancy, and see, working with other contributors and other people in the shirt community when opportunities come up, to maybe grab some iconic shirts, so thinking like legends like Zidane, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, players that maybe were playing as I was sort of coming up through my teenage years and into my young adulthood. Maybe shirts that remind me of that era. Juventus, I need a solid home Juventus shirt from probably 10, 15 years ago. We've recently added this season's away shirt. Bayern Munich we've added this year. So I think that there's a real opportunity to, I guess, refine my collection this year. I'm going to continue to add to my Liverpool collection, but we'll talk about that when we look at the 2022 Liverpool purchases. And I fancy a few more match worn. So alongside what we do to raise funds for dementia and the great work we've been doing, I think we raised nearly £2,000 last year, buying and selling shirts to benefit ongoing work to fund dementia research. I've also built my own sort of match worn collection, added a couple of Liverpool shirts, which we did a video about here, but also some of the lower league. And I want to try and get a Gillingham match worn shirt, because Gillingham are my local team, who at the moment are at risk. And I say at risk because we're still quite a few games at the end of the season at risk of consecutive relegations, which would actually take them out of the English League, which would be a huge shame because they are the only Kent League club here in England. But I would love to try and get a match-worn shirt from Gillingham. So we will pause. January is always a tough month as we come off the back of the Christmas and festive period. And I've got some big commitments in my own personal life that need funding, so I've got to be sensible with what I spend. So I think we're going to see a rationalisation of our collection this year, not growth. We will be getting rid of some of those shirts. We'll be adding a few, perhaps adding some name sets along the way. But guys, we will document that journey with you. We will be unpacking new shirts, and we will be reviewing new shirts as they're launched later in the year. And then going into 2024, we'll be preparing for another major tournament, which will be exciting. So there you go, guys. There's some of the highlights from 2022. Do let us know in the comments what your plans are for the year ahead in collecting. If there's a shirt here that you've had your eye on, let us know. Is it one you wish to add to your collection? Thanks for watching, guys. Again, a happy new year, and we'll be back in a few days with my highlights from my Liverpool collection that we added in 2022. Thanks for watching, guys.